The May primary is tomorrow, and voters in Minutair have an important question to answer on this year's ballot. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, a group of Minutair residents gathered Friday evening to hear about Proposition 1, a 1-cent sales and use tax that would appear on the city's ballot tomorrow. Jordan Diedrich of Twin Cities Development joined the Minutair Proposition 1 committee to pitch the ballot measure to those in attendance. One resident asked repeatedly how much money would be raised, which Diedrich said would be hard to know since the city has never had such a tax revenue, and that led to a passionate exchange among attendees.
So if you don't want to vote on it, don't vote on it, and if you do, then do. So why argue about the situation?
Because there's no numbers associated with it.
Well, if you want to make a change, let's make a change. Just like everything else, you got to take...
Why didn't we make a change 50 years ago?
Because nobody wanted it. Look what the council did. We're in the same old boat as everything else. Nobody wanted to make a change.
With a limited number of businesses in the community, Diedrich said that the tax might generate between $1,000 and $2,000 a month, which he said would be reinvested in the community. If approved, 50% of those funds raised through the new sales tax would go towards infrastructure, 25% towards downtown revitalization, and the remaining 25% towards community safety. Well, Scottsbluff County is now on the hunt for a new public defender. During last Monday's commissioners' meeting, the board accepted Paul Payne's resignation. The board tabled the motion to name an interim public defender and then moved to advertise for the post with a committee to vet candidates, but Commissioner Charlie Knapper recommended a bit more to the process.
I would add to the motion that we include Zell on.
Okay. For what, Charlie? I don't understand.
Just
what
a-
Zell was even involved. It's just
I mean, they're a recruiting firm. They may have a further reach than us. They may have a candidate pool in mind already. They've got the networking and skills to go out and talk to people on the side if they're interested in something like this. They encourage them to apply.
Are you talking?
That's what a recruiting firm does.
No timetable was given for when the board would like to have the elected position filled, and use of the consulting firm would come into play only if no suitable candidate is found. Hoping to serve in the interim post, Scottsbluff attorney Mike Meister later addressed the board, defending his reputation from what he understood were comments made during a closed executive session, as well as from prior personal allegations and political attacks during a previous run for governor. We'll have more news right after this.
Looking for free instead of fees? Platte Valley Bank can help you keep your finances moving forward with no ATM fees. Whether you're headed to the lake, the mountains, or just to the grocery store, you can enjoy the freedom of free ATM access anywhere, anytime. Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
What does it take to get beef from our Nebraska ranches to your table? It takes grit, compassion, and constant care that doesn't stop for weekends or holidays. No matter what it takes, we're proud to raise beef that brings more nutrition to every plate and more enjoyment with every bite. From our families to yours. Beef, it's what's for dinner. Brought to you by Nebraska's beef farmers and ranchers.
A Scottsbluff man is facing a pair of felony drug possession charges following controlled drug buys conducted more than 2 years ago. 39-year-old Fabian Lerma made an initial appearance in Scottsbluff County Court Wednesday on charges of possession of methamphetamine between 10 and 27 grams and possession of methamphetamine between 28 and 139 grams. Investigators say Lerma sold nearly 30 grams and nearly 40 grams of meth to CIs working for the Wing Drug Task Force in August of 2021. One charge carries a penalty of up to 50 years in prison with a 3-year mandatory minimum, while the other has the same maximum but a 5-year mandatory minimum prison sentence. Well, one of the 2 defendants convicted in the death and dismemberment of Sidney Loof has lost a direct appeal to the Nebraska Supreme Court. In 2020, Bailey Boswell was found guilty of premeditated first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and improper disposal of human remains. Boswell claimed error in several rulings during the guilt phase of her trial, including admission of evidence of toys, fantasies, and torture of a sexual nature, testimony of witchcraft, and hearsay statements from Aubrey Trail, convicted of the same charges in Loof's death. The state's high court found no merit to any of Boswell's claims of error and affirmed her convictions and sentences, which included life plus a consecutive 52-year prison sentence. And Pathfinder Irrigation District began taking water down the laterals today for what's expected to be slightly more than 2 weeks of early delivery for their irrigators. Early water will start to be available to customers around May 14th or 15th, depending on the district's ability to get laterals cleaned for delivery. The Bureau of Reclamation is currently projecting a full water supply for this year, but Pathfinder Irrigation District General Manager Rick Miller says they value the role of their customers and encourage them to help manage and conserve as much water as possible. Miller says we are just always one bad snowpack year away from a short water season, and carryover into the following year gets us through those bad snowpack years.
To sum up the past 20 years in one word, exceptional. It's one of our core values. But our people have been truly exceptional. Our customer support has been exceptional. In 20 years, where will Allo be? When we started, we were just a business fiber company. Then the demand came from residential. Now the products of both business and residential just continue to expand. We've got to start with customers' needs and always work backwards. The customers will tell us, and our teammates will take us there.
Now the latest from the Scottsbluff Body and Paint Sports Desk. Scottsbluff Body and Paint, you're driving home our reputation.
Recapping some area baseball plus the end of the high school sports season now in sight. Let's start with the WNCC baseball team. They went 3-2 at the Region 9 tournament, 3 days of games in Colorado Springs. The season-ending game on Saturday, a 10-5 loss to rival NJC. WNCC finishes the year at even 500 with a 30-30 record. Southeast Community College, the Region 9 champ, beating NJC yesterday. The Cougars played Southeast tonight. You see that 6-5 final on Friday. Now to Legion baseball, plenty of Sunday action for both Wesco and Gering yesterday. They were the season opening games for the Gering program. They split on the road over at Wheatland, Wyoming. In the seniors game, Platte Valley Companies rolling 12-1 behind good pitching from Bo Gable and Barron Williams in a 4 RBI game from Mason Goodrow. The Wesco program also with a Sunday split. The Zephyrs dropping their first game of the season to Ogallala, 8-4 that final. We'll have the Z's game coming up tomorrow night at home. They'll take on Torrington. That'll be on 107.3 The Trail pregame at 5:45. And high school sports wrapping up over the next couple of weeks. District golf today for BC and D schools. And then for state track and field, it'll be in Omaha coming up Wednesday through Saturday. Class B Wednesday and Thursday of this week, and then classes C and D on Friday and Saturday. Looking ahead to next week, boys state golf and Class B girls state tennis. That is a quick check today. The latest from right here at the Scottsbluff Body and Paint Sports Desk. I'm Chris Cottrell.
Why love a rain garden? Let me count the ways. Rain gardens contain and filter water runoff while recharging our underground water supply. They provide habitat for birds, bees, and beneficial insects. Native perennials give 4 seasons of color and texture, beautifying a home while increasing its value. Established gardens are low-maintenance, low-water landscape features, colorful, functional, and sustainable. Rain gardens. Brought to you by Tri-City Stormwater. Our water, our responsibility.
Are you looking for the perfect place to hold a wedding, family reunion, holiday office party, or business meeting? Well, look no further. The Hampton Inn and Suites Hotel and Conference Center is just the place for you. We're a full-service banquet facility that can host up to 400 of your guests. Stop in and see our spacious open-concept meeting rooms and begin planning your special event or family gathering today. Let us do the work for you so you can enjoy your guests. For personal service, stop by the Hampton Inn and Suites front desk.
Let's take a look at your community calendar, brought to you by Riverstone Bank. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
Tired of feeling stuck? Not sure if you are on the right track? Platte Valley Bank can help keep your finances moving forward with checking account options to fit your lifestyle and an online account chooser to make finding the right account easy. Control your financial future with helpful budgeting tools and automatic savings plans. Now is the time to enjoy the ride with Platte Valley Bank. You belong here.
And finally tonight, as the current school year comes to a close, Kimball Public School administrators and staff are starting preparations for a 4-day school week next year. Superintendent Trevor Anderson says the school board decision earlier this spring approving the change from 4.5 days came after discussion with educators, staff, and parents going back to last November. Anderson tells KNDB News among the many issues considered was how to continue meeting student nutritional needs. He says there will also be a slightly later start to after-school activities and athletic practices, and busing should not be significantly impacted. Anderson says the district will continue to be well in excess of the minimum hours of instruction required by the state, as each school day will be lengthened by about 35 minutes. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. We'll see you here next time.